This is an audible that Drew Brees probably wished he hadn't called, and I don't usually mix political things with sports, except I'm going to do it here to illustrate the point that I don't want politics in my sports. I want good, healthy competition, and if there is to be a political issue, I want it to be about a missed call, a badly missed call that put New Orleans out of the playoffs last year. And I'm not a Saints fan. I admire Drew Brees. I like him a lot. I think he's overachieved for what God gave him physically in terms of stature and athletic ability. This man is a hero's hero in many ways, but he has been vilified, and I think the vilification is ridiculous, just along the same lines as anybody else who talks openly about their beliefs. Their beliefs are their beliefs. And if they're not lording it over people and demanding that you believe as I do or else, they should be allowed to have their beliefs without derision. But that's not happening with Drew Brees. He basically has said he's a born-again Christian. He embraces the Christian lifestyle. And they confronted him and says, oh, you don't like gays. I mean, everything has to become a political issue. No matter what you say innocently, people are willing to jump on that bandwagon and persecute someone. And he came back and I think had a great answer. Now, it was an audible he wished he hadn't called. Just keep your mouth shut and go about your business. Talk about the game. Well, they were in too deep coverage, so I went underneath. That's what we have to do when you're being interviewed by the mainstream media that wants to inflame things. And really, athletes have known this for years. This is really nothing new, but it's getting worse in recent times. And then Drew Brees came back and they asked him about, well, you hate gays and you don't like that. He says, no, love thy neighbor as thyself. And he's right. My son went to a Christian camp at San Diego State when he was in high school. And one of the themes of that camp was don't get into the persecution of people who are gay. LGBT, do not persecute these people. They are people of God. They are born from God. They may not be living, quote, the Christian lifestyle, but you know what? Not many of us on this planet are. We all are born in sin. We need to get off judgment and just enjoy the sports. Stop the crap. I mean, why is it a big deal when an athlete comes out and says, well, yeah, I'm gay and you found out and I'm not going to deny who I am? Why is that headlines? Why does it matter who people sleep with? Focus on the game, for God's sake. Get off the bull crap and stop judging people. I just want to see sports. I don't want to see your nonsense. NBC, CBS. I want to see sports. Now, there is one uplifting story I'll cover in another broadcast. But when you look at the human spirit when it triumphs over adversity in the sports world, yeah, I love those stories. But this other stuff, get rid of it. Give me a good game any day of the week. And by the way, that New Orleans, Houston, Texas game, wow, Deshaun Watson down the field, 2 long passes, boom, touchdown, take the lead. And then a controversial call that I thought was wrong, and the extra point should have been disallowed, and the score should have been tied, and the game probably should have gone to overtime. But a referee made a bad call, and New Orleans got screwed again. And it looks like, 2 games in a row, NFL inefficient referees who are inconsistent were about ready to rob New Orleans of a victory. But Drew Brees, here's this guy again, true to form, marches his team down the field in lightning fashion, and he got screwed again. They ran 10 seconds off the clock that they shouldn't have run off, and everyone's acknowledging that today. And yet, 2 seconds to go, he got a pass in, they called timeout, down the ball, and they kicked a 58-yard field goal to win. I'll tell you, Drew Brees bailed out the NFL because today we'd be talking about a whole different set of circumstances with NFL officiating, which has gone really from bad to worse. I can remember when they first brought in replay, and the replay showed time and time again just how good those officials were. They were right almost all the time. I go, man, I didn't see that. These guys are fantastic. And instant replay shows, hey, look at how good they are in the detail. Today, a lot of these guys absolutely suck. They're terrible. They're inconsistent. And they get into tiffs with players and they're unprofessional. And I've seen all of it. And then they bring out the networks, bring out the ex-NFL observer for referees. And you never hear them criticize a call that a 6-year-old could see was wrong. NFL has a lot of cleanup work to do, and it starts with its commissioner. Its commissioner is a joke. And it's led the NFL in the wrong direction. Yesterday, 3 days ago, I watched the conclusion of the Arizona Cardinals and their game against the Detroit Lions. And it was an exciting fourth quarter when Kyler Murray finally pulled himself out of the garbage bin and looked like the number one draft choice. And then the game ends in a tie. I have never felt so unfulfilled. I don't care who you're rooting for, you had to feel like you lost. Kissing the sister is what this is often called. NFL, another bad rule. You used to play until you had a winner. That's what they need to do. But no, that doesn't fit the needs of the networks. Well, you know what? Then the networks, go do what you did with Heidi. Oh, yes, I'm old enough to remember that. And then take the hit for it later. But don't wreck the game because networks have their schedules. And that's what we're seeing here today. This has been Dave Hodges on a rant. No more politics, but if you want to have politics, NFL, let me give you back some of your inefficiencies on how your approach to the game, the sissifying of the game. Stuff that I did as a high school strong safety would get me ejected today. And I'm talking a high school player that weighed 165 pounds, and I would have been ejected in the NFL today for doing what I did. And I just thought that they were just good, clean hits, just good slobber knockers. But no, NFL has to sissify everything. By the way, the NBA is doing the same thing. Used to play with a hand check. I didn't much like it as a player, but I can see the fact that it was consistent, defense was physical, and now it's all about scoring points and taking away the advantage to the defense. And we see the same thing in the NFL. The sissifying of sports in America. Used to be two in baseball. You'd throw at someone's head. Oh, yes, that's right. They did that for 100 years. And people weren't getting thrown out of games, not very often. So you brush someone back off the plate. Occasionally there's a casualty. That was the game. And now, you do it now, you might miss a start or two as a pitcher. Yeah, okay. These sports have represented now really, you want to talk politics? You want to bring politics into it? No, I don't either. I'm done. I think I made some good points. Let me know what you think in the description box. Let's have some lively debate there. Comment section really can be a lot of fun. Remember, this is a family show. We will see you back here next time. This has been Dave Hodges of Hodgeball Sports Analysis, and we're brought to you by Healthmasters, the very best in natural health care. Go to healthmasters.com. Coupon code is 5DAVE. That's the number 5, 5DAVE for 5% off.